Darius Bazley just dropped 18 points, grabbed 9 rebounds, and blocked 2 shots. That's not normal Summer League stuff. That's the kind of performance you expect from a rotation player in a regular season game. But here's the weird part. Bazley isn't some 19-year-old trying to make a name. He's 25. He's played 5 years in the league, and now he's out here fighting like none of that ever happened. It catches you off guard. You don't expect to see a guy with over 200 NBA games showing up on a Summer League court like this. He's smoother, stronger, and just looks a step ahead of everyone. But it's not just about how he looks, it's about why he's here. He's not chasing highlights, he's chasing a second chance. Nobody plans to fall out of the league at 24, but it happened. Now, Bazley's trying to flip the script, quietly. No hype, no drama, just pure effort. And if you've been watching closely, you know this isn't just a tryout. This might be his last shot to get it right. Smash that like button and subscribe for more Lakers talk. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading them all. In just 3 games, Bazley's numbers spoke louder than any press release ever could. 17.7 points, 8.7 rebounds, and 2.3 blocks per game. But it wasn't just the stats. It was how calm he looked doing it. No rush, no forcing, just smart plays, solid defense, and a rhythm that felt more polished than anyone else on the floor. While others were trying to prove something, Bazley looked like he already knew who he was. The way he moved on defense stood out the most. He wasn't just guarding his matchup, he was switching onto every position and holding his own. Guards, wings, bigs, it didn't matter. He protected the paint, recovered fast, and looked way more comfortable than most guys in Summer League ever do. He didn't have to do too much. He just did what he was supposed to, and that's what made it work. Coaches and scouts notice when someone makes the game look simple. Bazley wasn't chasing shots or trying to go viral. He was steady, locked in, and doing everything right. At this level, that kind of poise is rare. And when a former NBA player shows up like that, it raises one question. Why hasn't a team signed him yet? Here's the part most fans don't know. Darius Bazley isn't even allowed to sign a 2-way contract. He's played too many games, spent too many years in the league. According to NBA rules, 2-way deals are only for players with under 4 years of experience. Bazley passed that mark last season. That one detail changes everything. It means there's no middle ground, no backup plan. If a team wants him, they have to offer him a full roster spot. That's a much bigger decision than handing out a 2-way deal. Teams usually save those full spots for proven role players or young prospects they want to develop. Bazley is stuck in between, too experienced for a 2-way, too risky for some front offices to commit long-term. That's what makes this Summer League so important for him. He's not just fighting for attention, he's fighting for a rare opportunity. There's no room for maybe here. Either a team believes he's worth a real roster spot, or he's back to waiting again. The Lakers could make room for Darius Bazley if they really wanted to. Players like Shake Milton or Jordan Goodwin are on non-guaranteed contracts. That means LA could cut one of them without much financial trouble. On paper, the option is there. The question is whether Bazley has done enough to make the team take that kind of risk. So far, Bazley's been solid. But the Lakers don't just need solid, they need fit. They're looking for players who can shoot, space the floor, and contribute right away. Bazley's strengths, defense, energy, hustle, are valuable. But the team already has guys who bring that. What they don't have is room for someone who still needs to prove he can hit shots consistently. Unless he absolutely dominates the rest of Summer League, the Lakers are more likely to hold that roster spot for a veteran free agent or someone with a different skill set. Bazley isn't out of the running, but the window is small. To land a spot in LA, he'll need more than just effort. He'll need to look like a real upgrade. Darius Bazley didn't take the usual path to the NBA. He skipped college, turned down the G League, and chose to train on his own after high school. It was a bold move. Not many players try it, and even fewer get drafted because of it. But he made it. The Utah Jazz picked him in the first round back in 2019, then sent him to Oklahoma City on draft night. His first couple of years in OKC looked promising. He got minutes, had the green light, and even averaged double digits in scoring. For a young forward with size and bounce, it seemed like the start of something big. But it didn't last. As the team shifted, Bazley struggled to find a clear role. The flashes were there, but the consistency wasn't. One trade led to another, and soon he was bouncing between teams without ever really sticking. After short stints with Phoenix, Philadelphia, and Utah, and no stable landing spot, he ended up playing in China. Not because he wanted to disappear, but because the NBA stopped calling. That's how fast things change in this league. One year you're starting games, the next you're watching Summer League hoping someone gives you another shot. For all the things Bazley does well, there's one issue that keeps coming up: his outside shot. In today's NBA, if you're not a true center, teams expect you to shoot. Bazley's career average from 3 is around 31%, and that number just doesn't cut it for most front offices. They don't want maybes from deep. They want spacing. And right now, Bazley still hasn't proved he can give them that. The problem isn't effort. He moves well, plays hard, and finishes at the rim. He can even handle the ball better than most players his size. But when defenders leave you open and dare you to shoot, and you can't make them pay, that's a problem, especially for a forward. That's the one thing that keeps showing up in scouting reports. Solid player, but the jumper just isn't there yet. Until that changes, Bazley's upside stays limited. Teams might like his defense and his energy, but they're also asking, can we trust him to hit an open shot when it matters? And until he can answer that with results, not just potential, he'll keep falling short of where he wants to be. The Lakers already have a player who brings a lot of what Bazley offers, and that's Jared Vanderbilt. He's active on defense, can switch across multiple positions, crashes the glass hard, and brings nonstop energy. But he also struggles with the same thing Bazley does: outside shooting. And carrying two players with the same strengths and the same weaknesses on one roster doesn't make much sense. Vanderbilt has already earned his spot in the rotation. He knows the system, has chemistry with the core, and the team knows exactly what to expect from him. Bazley, on the other hand, is still trying to show what he can be. Even if he might have more upside offensively, that's not always enough to push someone out, especially when both players bring similar limitations. If Bazley wants a real shot in LA, he can't just match Vanderbilt. He has to clearly outplay him. Not in effort, not in hustle, but in results. Otherwise, it's tough to justify keeping two versions of the same player, especially when roster space is tight and the team has bigger needs to fill. For Darius Bazley, this summer league isn't just another stop, it's the final test. He's not here for development, and he's not here to gain experience. He's here because this could be his last real shot to make it back into the league. Every possession matters, every mistake is a risk, and every good game might push him one step closer to a contract. There's no guarantees after Vegas. Teams finalize rosters, veterans return, and open spots disappear fast. Bazley has to do more than just play well. He has to make it impossible to ignore him. If he wants a real roster deal, he needs to show improvement, consistency, and something different than what teams saw before. He's done the hard part, getting back in the conversation. Now, it comes down to finishing strong. One more stretch of standout games, and someone might make the call. But if he fades in Vegas, this comeback could stop before it even begins. If Bazley keeps playing like this, someone's going to give him a shot. The only question is who. Do you think he's done enough to earn a roster spot, or is this where the road ends? Drop your take in the comments. And if you want more no-nonsense NBA breakdowns like this one, hit subscribe. You know where to find us.